Hey love, so welcome and welcome back to my channel. It is Kedasar, and today I want to talk about why I deleted my Instagram. So a couple months ago, I deleted my personal / main Instagram account, the account that I've had since the 6th grade, and I am now a junior in college. So it has definitely been many years of having an Instagram account and many years of forming an attachment to it as well. So let me first give you a little background on my previous relationship with Instagram on my main account. So I use Instagram for basically anything and everything. I loved watching dance videos on it. I love literally watching anything in the Explore feed, you know what I'm saying? I love watching funny videos. I love like different pictures of different things. I liked using Instagram to searching the hashtags for different things that I wanted to find or had an interest in, finding recipes on Instagram, finding new dance challenges, new challenges in general, new ways to waste my time, watching my friends' stories, stuff like that. Now that's what I did the most the past years, seeing what other people were doing in their lives, and then largely sharing stuff in my life, you know what I'm saying, and actually feeling like people really cared about it, and low-key using it or high-key using it as a means for validation. So we'll get into that. So I just said to say I use Instagram for any and everything really. I like to watch content. I like to watch people talk about stuff. I like to watch spirituality videos. I just like to watch a lot of stuff on there, and some of the stuff was definitely helpful. A lot of conscious videos on there too, but a lot of nonsense on there that I'd watch as well. But in addition to that, I like to post dance videos on my main account. I like to post pictures, cute pictures, and just post a lot of stuff on my stories, whether it be dance videos, things I ate that day, you know what I'm saying? Just little things like that, just sharing details of my life. So that's kind of how I use Instagram. So why did I delete it? Why delete it though? So I deleted it for several reasons. One of them is that it gave me a false sense of connectedness. I felt more connected to people than I actually was in reality through things like seeing what people were posting on their main feeds, or seeing what they're posting on their stories, and having some feeling like they were sharing it with me almost. It wasn't an explicit thought I had, but almost like subconscious, like you feel like it's being shared with you as if they cared that you specifically saw it or something like that. And just swiping up on people's stories, commenting, maybe having a quick back and forth, or not even back and forth, but like quick comment here and there on people's stories, a quick little kiki, a quick oh you cute, da, 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 da. Oh that looks good, oh what is that, just little things like that, little short dialogues that make me feel this false sense of connectedness, as if I was really actually connected to these people when I wasn't in reality, and that if I were to take away the app, take away my phone, who's actually hitting me up? Who am I hitting up? Because it goes both ways. Who am I actually like involved in when it comes to their life? Who's involved in my life? Who will actually reach out to ask about these things that I'm posting on my story, you know, rather than just a quick swipe up and a quick, you know, chat. So it's no shade to that whole exchange and form of exchanging, but it definitely gave me a false sense of connectedness, made me feel that I was more connected to people than I was in actuality. Another thing about Instagram is it allows us to be lazy, and this is social media in general. I think social media definitely has caused people to feel burdened to pick up the phone and call each other. And honestly, I'm a victim of this as well. I'm guilty of this, I should say, as well, in terms of I wouldn't personally feel burdened to call people, but I more so feel uncomfortable, like this person doesn't want to receive a call from me. I can just text them on Instagram, that's probably how they want to hear from me anyway. Like, oh, it'll be awkward if I call this person. Why would I call this person if I could just send them a chat on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? In their DMs. Not even texting on iMessage, but just in Instagram. And I don't like that, because if we're actually close, I should be able to call you, you know? And you should be able to call me without feeling like you're a burden to me, or vice versa. So I think Instagram, for many, I'm not gonna say all people, but has contributed to a feeling of laziness in terms of reaching out. Like, we can do quick little things like commenting on each other's pictures and swiping up on each other's stories and chatting in that way, but when it actually comes to meaningful conversations, we just don't really do it as much. I just don't feel like these days we call each other as much as when I was like in middle school. That used to be like the thing to do, calling each other. But now, I don't know, I only call really close friends, and like that's it. And even close friends, it doesn't happen that much as it should. I think that also goes into the whole fact that Instagram is based on quick rewards, like that stimulus, that quick dopamine response. So it gives you little things to satisfy that gratification. It's instant gratification, that's the word I'm looking for. So it has trained us to be instantly gratified by things. So we're just really quick. And I think that that's also a reason why we don't sit down to do the more long, meaningful things. Like, even if it's just texting back and forth in our iMessages, or in regular messages, whatever you have, just having a meaningful conversation, I don't think we have it as much. Let me know if I'm wrong and this doesn't pertain to you, or if you feel a different way, or if you agree, because I'm interested. But that's just something that I noticed. So that false sense of connectedness was one of the reasons. Another big reason was me realizing that I sought validation through my Instagram page. I sought validation in many ways. One of the biggest ways is through dance. And I'm a dancer. Dance is life. Been a dancer for all my life. And I love dance. And when I realized that part of my relationship with dance was unhealthy, I was like, oh, I gotta cut this out. Like, I can't be seeking validation through dance. So I'll explain more. Basically, I would post dance videos on my main feed or whatever and seek validation through comments. Now, this wasn't a conscious thought, like, oh, let me post this video so that people can say that I look good. It was just a feeling that I got, and the feeling created motivation. So when I posted dance videos, I would get maybe a certain amount of views, certain amount of comments, certain amount of likes, and that triggered an internal feeling that motivated me to want to do it more. And I didn't realize that it was a feeling good, because I felt like I was being validated, you know? But with that also comes an unhealthy attention to details, like, oh, you know, this didn't get as many likes, this didn't get as many views, or like, oh, the views are increasing, like paying too much detail to that things, putting too much value in it, and stuff like views or comments or likes and stuff like that, because I'm allowing that to validate me and make me feel like my worth is higher in a way. So that came to my main feed, but also my stories, just posting casual dance videos on my stories, people swiping up, you know, having a lot of sweet things to say, which I definitely appreciate. But it definitely gave me more and more motivation to do that. And I'm also a performer. I've been a performer since I was 6 years old. So it was almost like performing. But in this context, I wouldn't say that's a good thing, because you should be aware when you're performing. You shouldn't just be performing, like living life, but actually performing. So basically doing things for others. I don't think you should do that. And that's at least not a thing that I want to do. So when I realized that I was putting my worth in the amount of comments I got or swipe ups on my story and just stuff like that, I was like, oh, I can't do this anymore. And I noticed it got so bad to a point where I could be dancing and filming a video that was supposedly just supposed to be for me, but in the back of my head it was like, oh, if this winds up being really good, I'm gonna post it. So then now when I'm dancing, I have that in the back of my head, so I'm not fully dancing just for me. And there's always that thing that's saying, that I want to basically post the video so I can be affirmed and validated. So that definitely created a barrier and blockage when it came to dancing. Like I always felt like it had to be perfect. I would redo it and stuff like that rather than just being free and just flowing. So that was a really big thing for me, and I'm like, I gotta dance for me, nobody else. Doesn't matter what anyone thinks, I don't care, you know. So that's a big reason, honestly. And the last reason, which kind of goes with validation, is just giving myself an ego check. Actually, there's another reason. So one of them is the ego check, not identifying with the amount of followers I had, not wanting myself to feel better or feel good because of the amount of followers I had. Because if you feel good about that, that means you're putting some of your worth in it, at least in my eyes, and how that was for me. Feeling good, and not feeling good because it's like, oh, I worked hard for these followers, this is an accomplishment, but just like, oh, like I have X amount of followers, like that means something, you know? So I basically just wanted an ego check. And the last reason is a reason that I'm sure many can relate to, which is distractedness. Instagram has the unlimited scroll, the never-ending scroll, and I looked at my screen time and saw all the hours I wasted away on Instagram every day. I'm like, this is not okay. Like, how am I spending 2, 3, 4 hours on Instagram daily? Like, what am I doing? What am I taking away? Even if there's a few gems here and there, it's not worth it in the end because I'm consuming way more meaningless nonsense than I am actual like good information and stuff like that. So I'm like, yeah, this is a waste of time. I'm being very distracted. I'm not accomplishing all my goals. I'm allowing myself to be lazy and just sit and do nothing. And I'm like, I just don't want to do that. Like, don't want to live this way. And it's like, I think you can have a healthy relationship with Instagram, but I just had to delete my main account. I may start over one day, but I just had to retrain these aspects of me that were being hindered through Instagram. Also through Instagram, there's a tendency to compare yourself with others or to others. I did that a lot when it came to dance. Sometimes I call it being inspired, but you can only be inspired so much until you get up and take action. So I was always being inspired to a certain point where I'll start to feel not the best. I'm just like, dang, this person can do X, Y, Z, I can't. Maybe I can't because all I'm doing is watching them and not getting up and doing it myself, you know? So it definitely made me feel lazy to a certain extent because of it being a distraction. So I didn't do everything that I wanted to do, everything that I said I was gonna do, all the goals that I had. I wasn't really doing them or spending as much time doing them because of wasting my life away on social media. And I'm like, this has got to change. There's no way that I can continue with this after having been aware of it. So that's basically why I deleted my Instagram. That was multiple reasons. If you can relate with any, let me know. I'm definitely very interested. And I'm not saying Instagram in and of itself is bad, but they definitely have some very intentional tactics to keep you on the app, keep you wasting your time. So I think if you use it with a very aware mind, a very disciplined mind, have strong willpower and clear objectives, then you can have a healthy relationship with it. And I'm developing a healthier relationship with it. I recently re-downloaded the app so that I could post on my lock page because they don't let you post on laptop, which isn't fair. And I know that they're doing that on purpose. But anyway, as I re-downloaded on my phone, I'm developing a better relationship with it. But at the same time, a lot of those hindrances aren't there because this is not a personal page. I'm not following people I know, so I'm not watching stories like that. I'm not doing the things I used to do on Instagram, so it's kind of a different thing. So yeah, that basically sums it up. That's why I deleted my Instagram account. If you have any comments, just comment them down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like and subscribe as well if you're new. Turn on that bell so you can be notified every time I post. And until next time, peace and love.